Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Caprice Spilling the Tea Lifestyle Tips. And today is a Working Wednesday. So what better way to start this video off than being at work? So yes, I am at work today, Wednesday the 13th, and it is currently 9:47. So I said, let me go ahead and make this video because I really wanted to go ahead and put this video out on building your business on a budget. I'm not sure if we spoke about this before. I probably breezed past it, bypassed it. I'm not sure, but I talk about many things on this channel, all financial, but mostly financial. But yeah, it's 2021, and I wanted to go ahead and start this year off with teaching all my ladies and gents on how to build I promise I say the B word, a business on a budget. So if you want to know more about that, stay tuned. All right, so building a business on a budget. I took some notes here, a lot of notes here. So if I'm looking over to the side, I'm reading my handwriting, and I haven't wrote in cursive in years, so it's kind of a little sketchy, but we're going to get through it. So the first tip that I have is take your time. This is not a race. So what I mean by that, and I'm going to elaborate on each and every tip. When starting a business, you want to take your time. You don't want to be anxious. Because if you be anxious about it, then you're going to miss out on some things, on some gems that you want to put in your business. When I started my business, I'm not even going to lie, I wanted to put PMG out there so bad. I wanted to let the world know, hey, I'm in love with what I do, and this is the products I'm going to sell, and this is my logo, and this is me, and all that. So I was really, really, really anxious. I was on YouTube every day. I was reading different books and social media, telling everyone about PMG coming soon. And that's another thing, like all that coming soon. You really, really want to bust out and say, this is my business and this is what I sell, and at least have like a couple of products. So I was always putting coming soon, and that is not good at all to keep doing that because your buyers, they're going to be ready to buy. And if you don't have any products and you just keep saying coming soon, they're going to kind of like give up on you. They're going to be like, you know what, she keeps saying coming soon, when is soon? Soon is like next week. And she keeps saying coming soon and we don't see no products. So when you're at least doing your researching and taking your time and all that good stuff, do not put out there so-and-so is coming soon unless you have a good bit of products to sell in your store. So that's tip number one. Take your time. Research is not a race. Tip number two, follow and study the greats. They are already doing it, and so they're already mastering it in the field that you desire. So when I was starting PMG, and I was actually, like I said, taking my time, it wasn't a race. I was anxious to get it out there, and I did say coming soon, but I was also researching like on the greats. I was really, really researching and looking at the masters or the teachers who were already doing this, who was already selling spiritual products, who was already in tune with their selves, who was already doing readings. It was a calling of mine, and like my mom always say, many are called, few are chosen, and I really feel like I was chosen for this, but I still needed like a mentor. I still needed someone to guide me. I still needed a guide to see like, how do I start? Where do I start? So I always say, when you're in love with what you do, that's fine. But always try to find a teacher that is already teaching it, mastering it, and doing it. You will learn from their mistakes. You will learn from all their mistakes, their failures, their wins, their highs, their lows. So you will kind of know what to do and what not to do. So that's the best example that I can tell anybody that who's wanting to start a business. Learn from the people that's already doing it, because I know my mentor, like I said, in the spiritual field that I'm in, helped me so much. I knew what to do, what not to do, what to look up, what to research, and just basically how to be in tune with myself. So, and it was also like with my business, just like I said, I own a spiritual shop. I had to really focus on me first before I can do any readings for anybody else, before I can start selling products for anybody else. I couldn't just jump in it and be like, oh, the spiritual community is winning now, so let me just go ahead and let me just serve them up with some crystals, incense, and some oils. It was not like that. I had to really research and understand what is sage, what type of sage, where sage come from, why do people use it, what is Palo Santo, what does it mean, all all this stuff. Some people, they just jump into it because they're like, oh, the spiritual community winning, so this is what I'm gonna do. And it's nothing like that. So if you're planning on, let's say you're planning on opening up your own mechanic business working on cars, you're gonna have, because every car is different, you're gonna have to know the year, make, model, when it was made, what happened with the recalls, and what type of tires is best for the car. You have to know all of that. So it's best to get with someone who's already doing it, who's already the GOAT, who already mastered it. Like my mechanic, if you are in the Charleston area, if you know anything about Remount Road, his name is Jimmy. It's called Mater Motorsports. I'm putting him out there. He is like the best mechanic. You can drive your car up to his shop and he can tell you right then and there, this is going on with your car. Like, he can hear it. Like, he's in love with doing cars. He's been doing cars since he was a little boy. His dad taught him. He's teaching another guy. And it's like, he's just the GOAT at what he does. So anybody that is trying to like get under a belt of doing cars or mechanic work needs to follow someone like him. So basically that's what I've been doing. I looked for a mentor, I prayed for a mentor, and boom, I found one. And she's the GOAT at what she does. And basically I'm under her belt, and there you go. So that's tip number 2. So tip number 3, you don't need a lot of money to start your business. Now, this is the part that Capri spilling the tea financial tips come in at. You don't need a lot of money to start your business. A lot of people who I've spoke with that started businesses, they started their businesses with $50, $25, maybe $100 or $200. The most I heard someone say they started their business with is anywhere between $500 and $1,000. But once again, that depends. It really depends on what you want to do or what field that you're going in. I started my business with $100. That's it. $100. And my husband invested in my business. He said, how much do you need? I told him $300. I really did tell him $300. So I hope he's not watching this video, because I told him $300. But really, I started with $100 because I started, once again, researching, looking up wholesales, and mostly wholesales, since you're buying things in bulk, all you need is $100. When you buy it in bulk, they at least ask you to spend $100. Now, what I did was, once I spent that $100, I kind of like flipped it. So I knew that I wanted to profit $200. So I actually profited more. I actually think I profited like 3 something. And that's how you kind of like continue on with your business. Once you put the money in, you just flip it. So you price it that way so you can double your money. And you're lucky if you triple your money. So even though I went through a wholesaler, when I started making oils, I also had to buy the products to make the oil. So of course, everybody shop Amazon. So I went on Amazon and I had to buy like bottles. I also had to do labels. A good bit of things I actually learned for myself because I didn't want to pay anyone else to do it. But my husband, he goes on Fiverr. for his they do like graphics and stuff like that, because my husband, he does podcasts, he does gaming, he's a computer tech, so he goes on Fiverr to get people to do it for him for like $10 and $20, sometimes 40. Me, I like to I like control. I hate to say that, but I do like control. So I like to control what I'm doing. So I make my own thumbnails. I go on Canva for my thumbnails. Sometimes I go on Canva for my labels. My sister, she hooked me up with Avery labels. Like, I used to buy the labels, but I didn't know that Avery actually had an app. So I actually go on Avery and for my labels, for my bottles. I don't have anything here with me now, but I will plug in some photos that I have of my products. Um, I do my own logo, and I am thinking about rebranding, so getting someone to redo my logo, and I am going to show you my logo over here somewhere. So yeah, when just like I said, the biggest thing is taking your time and researching, because you're already working like me. This job, my healthcare job, it brings in the money to fund PMG. So I have no problem. Like, the money is honestly no problem for me to put into my business. And I always tell anybody who's starting a business, just take your time, research, find someone in your field that you want to do, of what you want to do, and just go from there. It's not a race, because I am a firm believer that what is for you is for you. Like, why would you rush something and then you fall? Or you have to take a step back because you really did not do the research like you were supposed to do before, right? So, like, let's say that you start a business. Let's say it's a facial business. And you say, coming soon, coming soon, coming soon. So everybody all excited. Oh, you started a facial business and it's coming soon, whatever. Finally, you launch. And you get like 5 people to buy your products. And out of the 5, 2 of the girls break out. And you're just like, well, I don't understand why you broke out, because the other 2 girls did not break out. Well, this one, she didn't break out, but this one didn't break out as bad. You know, like that. So if you researched, then you wouldn't know what type of skin, because everybody have different skin. Like, I have sensitive skin. Everybody have different skin tones, all of that. And that's the reason why I always say take your time and research, because you don't want to put something out and someone's like, this don't work. It don't work, sis. It worked for someone else, but it didn't work for me. You have to be the GOAT behind your product. Because you're pushing your product. You have to be the GOAT behind your product, to push your product, and to not just understand, but understand what your product is. And just like I said, it's not a race. Build your money. And by you researching, you can also find cheaper ways. Well, I don't want to say cheaper ways because it sounds bad. You'll find frugal ways to purchase your products and make your products, and you can do things by yourself. There's a lot of things that I do behind scenes with PMG. Just like I said, I do my own thumbnails, I do my own labels, I do my own ordering. My husband helped me with my website. If I can find the link, I'm going to link it. When I was actually launching PMG website, if y'all was rocking with me for a minute, y'all know that I was not going off a website for a very, very, very long time. PMG website started, I think, in August or September, because I didn't want to pay a certain amount of money for a website, and I didn't know how many orders I was going to get, and then I have to pay this website a year. So my husband actually really did funded me. He really did support me on, my business, period. But if you don't have the money to do a website like up front, that is absolutely fine. If you don't have someone to fund you or support you, that is absolutely fine. You can do like I did. I was taking orders off my phone. So basically what I would do is, and I'm going to screen record it and show you guys, but basically what I was doing was I was listing everything that I had in my shop, aka my home, and I was uploading it to my social media pages. Like, this is what I have in the shop. and the prices and everything. So when someone would order, they would DM me, and I will, as soon as they DM me, I'll do their order like right away. I'll write it down. I'll put the date. I'll write it down. As soon as I go home, I'll do their order and I'll ship it out. My shipping days are still the same: Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Those are my shipping days. They're still the same. I only ship 3 times out the week, sometimes 2. And my social media, which is like everybody else, social media is free. I made a PMG page. You guys can also follow me on Facebook, answer the questions. It's called Pisces Moon Goddess. But my social media page also had all my products. So for a long time, that was my website. And I would show everything on there, what I sell. And people would DM me and say, how much is this? How much is that? Now, we did have some people that say or said, the quickest way for me not to purchase anything or deal with someone is if I have to DM you for the price. And honestly, I felt like that was a lie, because if you really want something, you will DM that person. My sister DM'd, what is her name? Keisha Kior, about her waist belt, and she has a whole freaking website. And my sister still had to DM her, and Keisha Kior DM'd my sister back and answered her question. So don't say the quickest way to jump up off somebody's page and not buy the product is if you have to DM them, because that is a whole lie. If somebody really wants your product, or if you really want a product, you will DM that person. So that was another way that I budget, until I was able to get up the money to get a website. But just like I said, luckily my husband, he was like, I got you, babe. I believe in you. So he gave me the $300 for my, what is it? For, just to start, and then paying for the website. So shout out to the boo. Shout out to the babe, the hubby. And I think that's all the tips. So let's go back over the tips. Oh, last tip, number 4, tip 4, be consistent. Be consistent. I was consistent until I stopped kind of like getting sales. So sales were coming in, and then they were slowing down, and I think I got burnt out because I kept just, posting shop PMG, shop PMG. I think I got kind of like burnt out. So I stopped being consistent when I was posting every day, but no one was like really buying. So I had to sit down and tell myself, or ask myself, Capri, what are you doing? What were you doing before that you're doing now, but it's not working? Now, we all know social media is free. Okay. So I was just continuing, like posting my items on there saying shop PMG. But what I was not doing was I wasn't interacting with my audience too much. I was just saying shop PMG, and they knew it was me, but they're just like, okay, what about your products? Give me a brief description about your products. Like, we know about Sage, we know about Palo Santo, but why should I use your products? Like, you get new people coming to your page. You have your VIPs who shop from you that already know what your products do, already know your products work, already know that you're the GOAT. But what about the new people? What about the new people that's coming to your page and they don't know anything about your products? You have to show your face. That's like me doing YouTube. Y'all see my videos and then I stop. It's like, what's new about you? You have to continue to rebrand yourself all the time. Just continuing to rebrand. So just like I said, when I first started PMG, I was on it daily, like always posting. And as soon as sales went down, I was just like, not consistent. So you have to be consistent. Everybody don't have the same amount of hours in a day. Me, I'm a DSPN. If you don't know what a DSPN is, in the healthcare field, I'm a direct support professional. And basically, I help with the disabled. So I'm at a self-functioning house. I'm just like helping them kind of like help themselves. I don't have to lift or bend. I don't have to do any hard work. So I do have an additional 8 hours out today to record or to work on PMG. So really, I do have like all day to work on PMG. So some of you may not have all day. Some of you may have 4 hours. Some of you may have 2 hours. Whatever many hours that you have to work on your business, work on it. Because if you're wanting to make your business a full-time job, you have to work on it like it is a full-time job. You can't just put a couple of hours each day when you know you have 8 hours to do it, but you're only doing it for 2 hours. It's not going to work like that. Like, your business need you and you need your business, if that makes sense. So anyways, those are all my tips. I did not want to make this video long. I just briefly want to go over what we just spoke about. First tip, take your time. This is not a race. Second tip, follow and study the GOATs. They already made their mistakes, so you can kind of trottle off of that. You can see their highs, their lows, their wins, all that. Third tip, you don't need much money to start a business. Depending on what business that you're trying to start, you don't need that much money. And that's another reason why you research, follow the goals, because you don't need that much money to start. And the fourth and last tip is be consistent. Be consistent. If this is something that you really, really want, sis, bro, you will be consistent. So anyways, I'm about to head out now. I love you guys. All my links are below. Shop PMG. At this present time, I don't have much in my shop, only because I have been selling out, because I have been consistent. But I am ordering as we speak to put more into the shop. If you have any, questions, like one-on-one questions, if you want to speak to me one-on-one, you can email me. I'm trying to get everybody to email me at one email. I did have people emailing me at capriellis@29@gmail, but I think I'm going to remove that and just have everybody email me at PiscesMoonGoddess2020@gmail.com. So I think I may remove my other email, and don't email me there. Email me at pmg2020@gmail.com, and everything will be linked down below. This is COVID, so please wash your hands, wash your ass, and always love each other. Bye.